Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of today's video, yes, it is true. I am doing a one brand tutorial, and the brand that we are going to be testing out today is Wet n Wild. I did this entire look using nothing but Wet n Wild products, and quite honestly, I am just here for how this look turned out. It is very fall, very me. If this is your guys' first time seeing my face, hello and welcome. I'm Garrett. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you guys aren't already and you would like to join the madness that is on my channel, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button down below. I post every week. If you click that bell to the right of the subscribe button, it will notify you every time I post. That way you can be a part of the squad that sees my face first. Last but not least, if you guys could give this video a fat thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It helps me out quite a lot. But only thumbs up if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, then don't. Now that that is all out of the way, I am just ready to honestly dive into today's video. If you are interested to see how I created this look right here using only Wet n Wild products, then keep on watching and let's get started. Right now I have a huge Wet n Wild spread. From the two stores that I went to Target and Rite Aid. They did not have brushes, beauty sponges, or any kind of false lashes, and as you guys know, I will not do a look if it does not have false lashes. That is just not the name of my game. False lashes are literally everything. They complete a look, and without the looks, I just feel naked. And the Beauty Blender is one of my most favorite ways, honestly, to blend out foundation or any kind of cream products, really. So I couldn't skip out on that. So I just decided, you know what? Like, I have all of my tools with me already at my house that I know work on my face 100%, and they apply makeup beautifully. So I was like, let's just give Wet n Wild, let's give our sis a fair chance, because we want to make sure that these products are tested to their full potential. A little disclaimer, some of these products were sent to me for free through PR, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. This video is also not sponsored by Wet n Wild at all. The first thing that I have is the Wet n Wild Cover All Primer. It refines pores, fills fine lines in, brightens complexion, and evens out your skin tone. This is what it looks like out of the bottle. It's more kind of looking like lotion to me, which is not a bad thing at all, but that's just how it looks, girl. And then we are going to rub that in like we normally would. I'm going to be focusing it primarily in my T-zone, because my T-zone has a lot of problem areas that I like to fix, especially with primer before I put on makeup. Now that we have given a chance for the primer to really marinate on our skin, we are going to be moving on. The foundation that I picked up was from their Photo Focus line, and this is in the shade Rose Ivory. This was the only like pink undertone foundation that they had on the lighter end of things, so I'm happy that this is a new shade, because otherwise I would have been looking real golden today. This foundation claims to deliver virtually flawless and buildable coverage every time. We will test out the blendability of this foundation to see if that is real or not. Matte second skin finish, which I'm assuming means like matte but your skin but better. And last but not least, it says the soft focus properties help perfect the appearance of your skin. Right off the bat, I am loving this spatula. I'm here for this spatula, you guys. And then I honestly have no idea how much we are going to use of this. Ooh, it's kind of messy. Falling off the spatula and shit. I don't know what the dry time is like on this foundation, so I'm just going to try and hurry. I know if you guys have tried the Fenty Beauty foundation yet, that one dries really fast. I am going to be putting on a little bit more to see if this foundation is buildable or not. So far it's blending out okay. It's not the best foundation to blend out, but we can only expect for the best, especially when we're trying out a new foundation. You all know how that game goes. You can see sponge marks all over my face from where the Beauty Blender was attempting to blend it into the skin. So for me personally, I would not build this foundation, because I find that it just is so much harder to blend it in a second time. I'm just finding like in trying to perfect little things on my face, it's actually making it worse. So I'm just going to stop where I am before I further create any more damage to my face. Next we are going to conceal, and this is the concealer that I got. It is from the, what is it, Photo Focus line. The exact same line from the foundation. I hope it's better. Also, something that Wet n Wild does not carry is loose powder, and I normally set my under eye with loose powder. The closest thing that I could find was the Photo Focus pressed powder, so we are going to be setting the under eye with this. I am just going to be concealing in normal spots that I would. This is the lightest shade of foundation that they have, and it is not honestly light enough for me, and it's a little bit more golden than I would prefer. I'm going to go ahead and blend this stuff out first before I even think about moving on to my under eye, because if this just dries up on the skin and then removes itself from the situation when I'm blending it out, I am not here for that. So I'm just going to work fast. Something that I'm noticing is that the wand is not picking up a lot of product, so you are having to dunk it many times to get the amount of product that you need, which is something that I'm not used to because I use the Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte. That is honestly my holy grail concealer, as you guys know. So we are going to see if this matches up. Okay, so this didn't blend out half bad. Next I am going to be setting the under eye using this powder. I just wish they had a lighter shade, honestly, because it's just like kind of blending into my foundation. And normally I like to brighten up the under eye, but we can't have it all. Normally the next thing that I do is I cream contour my nose. I picked up this makeup stick. It is in the contour shade 805, Call Me Maple. I am really honestly scared about this step. This could go either fantastic or fucking terrible. Okay, so this cream contour stick is way picking up my foundation. Okay, so I'm going to try to fix that, and I guess we are going to have a no cream contouring day today. So now that that is fixed, we are not going to be touching this anymore. Now that I am done with the cream products on my face, I'm going to be setting it with that same powder that we used to set the under eye with. And I am using my favorite powdering brush, which is the Morphe E58. So I picked up the Color Icon bronzer. When I was looking at it in the store, I didn't really notice that it was going to be a shimmery bronzer. I don't really like shimmery bronzers. I'm using my favorite and my trusty M527 brush by Morphe. This is my go-to brush when I apply bronzer. I just love how it just like sweeps across the face so flawlessly. I'm also noticing that I have to use a lot of product to get any kind of payoff. I'm hoping the monitor is picking up what I'm saying, because like, ugh, and then you can see the shine. The reason why I don't like shimmery bronzers is because it really starts to enhance the texture on your skin. I like to bronze up my entire face, as we all know, and I do have a little bit of texture on my forehead, not too much. I have enough though to where a shimmery bronzer will definitely bring attention to those areas, so this bronzer is a gigantic pass for me. Next I'm going to be going in with the Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This is the Dulce de Leche shade. I am really excited about this because I have actually heard phenomenal things about this, and it says that, whoa, that's a lot of kickback. But I have heard wonderful things about this contouring kit, so I'm excited to see what it does. So far I'm liking how it's blending out. It's blending out very well. I'm really liking actually how this brush specifically applies this contour. I actually really like this contour. It's a really pretty shade on my skin tone. Yes. I love this contouring shade for my skin color. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Since I don't have a loose powder to bake with, I'm going to be taking my Morphe M438 brush, and I am going to try to chisel out my cheeks just a little bit, because normally I would apply my bake right here just to kind of sharpen up that line a little bit and to diffuse just kind of what's happening. And then I'm also going to try and diffuse this nose contour just a tiny bit. Next, going in with the Color Icon blush. This is in the shade Pearlescent Pink. We are going to be adding a little bit more color to this face. This is actually really pretty. Oh. My hair was really trying me today, so I'm back with a hat to keep this contained for the most part, but my overall thoughts on the blush is that I really, really liked it. It is such a pretty color. It reminds me a lot of the California blush by Benefit. It has those gold reflex in it, and it kind of has that really pretty soft coral color. So next, moving on to brows, Target and Rite Aid didn't really have much to choose from. I don't know if maybe it's just Wet n Wild selection or these specific stores, but I ended up picking 2 brow pencils and then the Ultimate Brow Kit. So I picked out 2 just to kind of play it on the safer side, because you never know, especially with brow products, if you can't test them, what their undertone is really going to be. This is honestly the part that scares me the most, because I am so incredibly picky when it comes to my brow products. Something I am noticing about this pencil is that it is so soft. If you guys have ever used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz or the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit, you guys will know that that product is a little bit more stiff, and this one is so soft. But something that I am noticing works is if I apply a little bit in one area and then I use the spoolie to brush it out. Next, I'm going to be trying out the powder. It is very, very pigmented. Wow. The brows are finished and I'm liking how they turned out. Next, moving on to eyes, I picked up the eyeshadow primer, and this is from the Photo Focus collection as well. So, oh wow, it's really thick. A little bit goes a long way, so keep that in mind if you are using this product. The only thing I'm going to say about this primer right off the bat is that it is really heavy on the eye. So a lot of the palettes that I am using today were sent to me through PR. However, I did purchase one from Rite Aid. This one is the Bare Necessities palette, and then I have a few others. I have the Quartz Center, and then a bunch of different like little mini eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to zoom you guys in, so get ready. You're probably going to really be able to see my foundation now, but we are going to just ignore it. In the Bare Necessities palette, we are going to be dipping into the lightest shade. This is the lightest thing that I have in any of these palettes that aren't shimmery, and I just don't like a shimmery transition shade. I just like matte all the way. Taking this deep brown shade, we are going to tuck that into the crease just to create a little bit more depth. This one is a little bit shimmery, but I do really like how it looks on the eye. Next, I'm going to be taking the darkest shade from the Ultimate Brow Kit because I really want that depth that I'm just not getting from the other colors from the eyeshadow palette. Lastly, we are going to take this deep maroon color and we are going to just bring a little bit more color to this because it's looking a little bit too, I don't know, it just needs color. It's too gray. So this is what we have so far. Taking this shade right here, we are going to pack that onto the lid. So dry, I automatically don't really like it, so I am going to spray it, and the answer is 10 times better. Yes. Next, I'm going to be using one of the Mega Glow highlighting powders, and I live, die, breathe. I stand for these highlighters so much. They are so good. This is in the shade Blossom Glow, and we are going to be using this to highlight the inner corners of the eye. Next, I am going to line my eyes, and I'm feeling a little bit brave and adventurous today, so we are going to try a wing with these products. I got the Proline pen, and then I also got the Mega Liner. So this is what we are working with today with the liner. I'm actually really proud of how it turned out. Now that this is finished, we are going to move on to mascara. They had so many fucking mascaras to choose from, guys. Out of all of the mascaras that I had to choose from, I went ahead and I picked up this one. The applicator looked to be a little bit more user-friendly, and especially when I'm trying out a new mascara, like, I don't fuck around. Like, I want the basics. I don't want something crazy. So this looked like it would be the most basic one for me. Okay, so the first sentence has me shook. This headlining 100% waterproof mascara is not for the faint of heart. Blowing out your amps for 10 times the volume intensity of your natural lash. It's gonna be hard to amp these up by 10 times because I have nothing. These are what the lashes look like after 2 coats of mascara. Now, I would not recommend you do any more than 2 because I started noticing on the lower lash line that it was getting a little bit clumpy on the second use, and same on the top, honestly. So I would not recommend more than 2. Next, I have literally all the highlighters in the world because I'm a highlighting snob. Plus, these Mega Glows are so good. I have a Midnight Moon from the Mermaid collection, and I think that's what I'm going to try today because I've heard really good reviews about it. People seem to love it. I am going to be using my R36 brush by Morphe, and we are going to dive right into her. Oh. It's looking really gray on the brush. It is leaving this gray cast on my face right here, but when I turn my head, it's like really pretty and blinding. So I'm trying to avoid that gray cast from happening, so I am going to be going in with another highlighter. This is Precious Petals, and this is another one of their Mega Glows. I haven't tried this one out, but the other ones from the Mega Glow line I have loved. We are going to see if this covers up the gray, and right away, I mean, you guys can already tell that, I mean, bitch. I picked up one of their gel lip liner pencils. This is in the shade Bear to Comment. Next, I'm going to be using one of their metallic matte liquid lipsticks. This one was in the Mermaid collection, and this is in the shade Coral Crown. This looks like it packs a big punch in the color department, and I feel like that was something that I was lacking in the eyes, so I want to kind of make up for it with my lips. So we are going to be using this shade right here. I actually really like this lip. I really like it. I'm shook. I mentioned that I bought a couple pairs of Ardell lashes. I've never used them before, and they are drugstore, so to stick with the theme that we're doing today, we're using Ardell lashes. These are, it doesn't really have a style besides 207, so this is what we are going to use today. Last but not least, I am going to go ahead and set this mug. We are going to be using the Natural Finish Setting Spray. Ooh, I do not like the smell of that. Now that it is all said and done, I'm actually kind of living for this look. I'm looking in the viewfinder and I'm like, damn. Very pretty. The things that I did really love from this brand, surprisingly, I can fuck with this color Icon blush. When I was looking at it, when I opened it up, I was like, fuck, Garrett, did you really just buy a shimmery blush? And I thought I was going to hate it, but actually on the face, other things that I really liked, the brow products I was a huge fan of. The pencil was good, don't get me wrong, I know I was complaining about it being too soft, but it's good. The only issue I have with it is that you're probably going to be sharpening it a lot, which means you're going to use more product, which means you're going to be buying it more. I think my favorite thing out of everything that I tried today was this lipstick. I am here for this shade. It is screaming my name. It is screaming fall. Everything about it is just stunning. This is definitely not the last time that you are going to see me rocking this lip shade because it is everything. I actually really ended up liking the eyeshadows. I thought they were pretty easy to blend. They weren't hella pigmented like I was wanting them to be, but for the price that you are paying for these eyeshadows, I do think it is worth the value, especially if you are starting out with makeup and you don't have a gigantic budget to spend on makeup. I think they're good for the money that you're paying for them, and I'll leave it at that. The hard passes for me from Wet n Wild, at least from what I tried, is the Photo Focus Foundation. I was not a fan of this at all. I tried to blend it out with the Beauty Blender, which normally works with almost all types of foundation, and then off camera I tried to blend it with a brush too, and it just wasn't having it. However, in the foreseeable future, if I do choose to use this foundation again, I will probably pair it with a different primer, only because I felt like this one, I just didn't like it. Another thing that I couldn't really quite get on board with is the bronzer. I have to do a matte bronzer. It cannot be shimmery because it just brings out the texture in my skin, and I don't want it. So this was a pass for me too. Another pass for me was the Midnight Moon highlighter, the gray cast on my face, sis. And I think this is the last thing that I didn't like. The eyeshadow primer, there's something about it I just couldn't roll with. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun filming this, even though there were a few road bumps. I'm glad I pushed it out to the end because record shows that when something gets hard for me, especially with makeup, I just give up right away. And I am real proud of myself for pushing through and just kind of seeing where this took me. I love the look. I think it's really beautiful. However, there are some things that I would change about it, as we all know. With all that being said, if you guys aren't already and you would like to be, you can go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and subscribe for more videos that are going to be coming your way. And for some reason, if that is just not enough for you, you can follow me around on my other social media. It is at OMGIt'sGarrett on Twitter and Instagram, Garrett Hahn on Snapchat. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I will be seeing all of you in my next video. Bye guys.